Hello, I'm Linda from paperboutique.blogspot.com. The number one question I am asked is where to go or what to do to get ideas on how to make cards or craft projects. Today I thought I would share with you some things I do when I'm looking for crafting inspiration or when I'm in a crafting slump. Well, first of all, I get most of my inspiration from all of you, but a little bit more on that later. Now I'd like to share with you some of my favorite magazines and books with you. I subscribe to several magazines and I'm always getting ideas from them. There are tons of amazing magazines on the market, but I wanted to share a few of them with you that I use. Well, this one is one of my go-to magazines and it's Paper Crafts, and I truly love this magazine. Let me show you a couple of the features, why I like the magazine so much. This magazine has a number of go-to sketches in it, and it just makes it easy for laying out cards, and it just gives you super simple ideas, and it's just a fun feature that happens every month in the magazine. Next, I want to show you my all-time favorite feature of Paper Crafts magazine, and it's called Paper Crafts 101. Each month, they feature a technique. This month it's on dealing with texture with fabric, ink, stamps, layered paper, cork string, and wood veneer. So they do a Paper Crafts 101 technique page, and then they take the information and make cards using the same technique. So that's one of my favorite features. The other magazine that I absolutely love is Scrapbooks, etc. And there's just tons of great things. This is the latest issue of Scrapbooks, etc. And let me show you one thing. And one of the things that they do every month, or at least they have so far, is this is the Martha Stewart Tool Guide. But what they do every month in their magazine is they'll give you like a 40% off coupon for Martha Stewart crafts. And that's kind of a fun feature. And in this month, they talk about all the new tools from Martha Stewart. But here's one of the fun reasons for getting this magazine. There are tons of two-page layouts, scrapbook layouts, and I'm hoping you can see that, and I'll move this page over. Just lots of scrapbooking inspiration. And then every month, they also have a technique section. And this particular one is called Works of Art. Explore your artistic side with special effects. They have a section on using watercolor paint, and I'm hoping that's in camera, and how to use art, pens, and pencils. And they just do blending, a little tutorial on blending markers. It's just really a fun and interesting magazine. Well, next I want to share with you the other magazine I subscribe to, and that's Martha Stewart Living. And I like this magazine for a number of reasons. First and foremost, this is kind of my go-to magazine for new, I'm hoping you can see that, new colors and new trends. Martha Stewart is very good about staying on top of the latest color trends and techniques. So I look for a lot of color inspiration from her magazine. I also, like when she's designing dinnerware, it's just a great idea for crafting, and you get a real feel for some of the black and white trends that are out there. Let me show you another couple of things. She also has a section called Good Things, and this particular one shows you how to make porcelain tiles and other things using lace and stencils, and I love that technique. And then she also has a tool guide, but also what Martha Stewart does in her magazine is also most of the time feature a 40% off coupon. Well, I have to show you one of my favorite Cricut magazines. This is a new magazine called Cricut Cards, and this one is just adorable. Let me just show you a couple of things from this magazine. What I like about it is they do a great job of giving you directions for the card. This is an adorable card, and if you look, I'm going to hold that flat, and if you look on the next page, I'll get my little sticky out of the way, you can see that there's a lot of techniques shown here, and it's just chock full of techniques and Cricut cards. I want to show you this particular page as well. This is what I do. I get all of these magazines plus the Cricut magazine, not this one, this is Cricut Cards, but the regular Cricut magazine. I've subscribed to all of these online, and you can go to northridgepublishing.com, and it's a great deal to get them all online, and I'm really enjoying that. I wanted to show you, I get all of them, but I wanted to show you the Cards magazine. This was the last card magazine I got in a hard copy before going online. And if you haven't seen these magazines at your local bookstore, scrapbook stores, the Cards one is phenomenal. It just has all sorts of wonderful card ideas, Cricut, non-Cricut, stamping, just a huge variety. So it's one of my favorite. I will also have links to these magazines on my blog for your convenience, so don't worry about that. When I'm in a creative funk, which happens occasionally, I clean my craft room. I know it sounds funny, but I never know what I'll find in some nook or cranny, and it always helps me to see my supplies differently, and besides, I love working in a clean craft room. I also love to go through my Cricut handbooks, and if you've seen any of my videos, my handbooks are well worn, just to get new ideas, and I also like to look through my stamping catalogs as well. I just get re-motivated. One of the other things I like to do when I want additional inspiration is I'll buy a kit card. And this particular one is called Timepiece from Bo Bunny. And I just like the kit card for motivation and new ideas. Let me give you an example. I took the kit card that was from Bo Bunny and I made it into, I used a Cricut cut and my word processor to do the inside. So I made it my own and lined it. But then what I did is I used it to inspire me to make this card, where I used some fun paper, I used a couple Cricut cuts, and I made a zipper flower. I've got a video on doing this particular zipper flower if you're interested, so check out my YouTube channel. Well, let's go ahead and talk about you. I get tons of great ideas from you all and from YouTube. If you go to YouTube, you can find a video on most crafting topics. Like I said, I love YouTube and I've learned so much from all of you. When I'm looking for online inspiration, I like to visit craft blogs. There are so many great blogs and sites to mention. There are too many to mention, but I want to share a few with you. For all things Cricut, be sure to check out Cricut.com. Their site is full of great information, and I highly recommend joining their message board. I have learned so much from their site. Their message board has great ideas. If you're having a technical question with the Gypsy, the E2, Design Studio, it's all there. They also have a great blog. You can register your cartridges at Cricut.com for rewards, tons of motivation. Another website that I visit frequently is Everyday Cricut, and the URL is cricutholiday.com. For all around crafting inspiration, I love my Creative Time, and the URL for that is creativetimeforme.com. I'll have links on my blog post, and I would love to have you visit. The other thing I find is fun and motivating is craft challenges. And if you remember when I was showing you kind of those sketch cards, the sample sketches in paper crafts, well, that's sort of what a challenge is. They'll give you ideas for how to lay out a certain card, or they'll challenge you to use different colors. There are way too many challenge blogs to mention. You can go out and Google challenge blogs and you'll get a host of different varieties. But I want to share one of my favorites, and it's called fantabulouscricut.blogspot.com. And lastly, I also do a weekly feature on my blog called Fab 5 Friday, where I go through tons and tons of websites, and then I showcase 5 blogs, websites, or posts that I think you will enjoy, and I'd love to have you join me. There's so many talented bloggers out there and so little time. Well, thanks for watching, and please visit my blog at paperboutique.blogspot.com for more projects and ideas. Bye-bye.